Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. This is virtual class of Pakistan International School Taif. I am Miss Bushra Tanveer. This is Pakistan Studies class for grade 8. This is our 15th video of this lecture. In this video, we shall study chapter number 1 from Pakistan Studies book. Dear students, after today's lesson, you will be able to understand the text given in chapter 1. You will also be able to do the short question answer from chapter 1. Dear students, today we shall continue chapter 1, Ideological Basis of Pakistan. In our previous lesson, we discussed few points related to the ideology of Pakistan and Allama Iqbal. As I told you that Allama Muhammad Iqbal also a great supporter of the two-nation theory, and he gave the Muslims an idea of a separate state. Now we shall continue the ideology of Pakistan and Allama Iqbal Rahmatullah Alayh. Allama Iqbal asserted that the Hindus and the Muslims could not live together in a country, hence sooner or later the Muslims would succeed in winning their separate state. He turned down the idea that only one nation exists in the subcontinent, accepting Islam, a complete system. Allama Muhammad Iqbal Rahmatullah Alayh said clearly, India is a continent of human groups belonging to different races, speaking different languages and professing different religions. It was the prime duty of all civilized nations to show utmost regard and reverence for the religions, principles, cultural and social values of other nations. Dear students, now the explanation of these lines. As I told you that Allama Muhammad Iqbal was also the great supporter of the two-nation theory and also the freedom. He had a great contribution in the freedom movement. Allama Muhammad Iqbal believed confidently that the Hindus and the Muslims could not live together in a country because both of the nations are different in culture, their way of living, their tradition, their customs. All these things are different from each other. So only Islam is a religion which the Muslims going to implement in their lives. And also Allama Muhammad Iqbal said clearly that in a continent of subcontinent, the lot of groups lived in the subcontinent and they belong to different races, they belong to different tradition and also different culture. So it means that in subcontinent the other nations also lived over there which are different from Muslims. So the Muslim can't live with the Hindus or other nations in the subcontinent. Dear students, we shall continue the same subheading, ideology of Allama Iqbal. Allama Iqbal was the view that Muslims due to Islam form a millat and their power and strength depends on Islam. In his poetry, he presented the key concept of the basis of Muslim millat. Don't presume that your nation is like the nations of the West. The people who believe in profit have distinctive formation of nation. The Western community depends upon territorial and the racial basis, whereas your Islamic community is strengthened by the force of religion. Students, also Allama Iqbal views that the Muslim had the different culture and religion, and as a Muslim, due to Islam, we are one millat and one nation. And in his poetry, he presented the key concept of the basis of Muslim millat. He said in his poetry, अपनी मिल्लत पर क़यास अक़वाम मग़रिब से न कर, ख़ास है तरकीब में कौम रसूल हाशमी, उनकी जमीयत का है मुल्क व नसब पर इन्हसार, क़ुव्वत मज़हब से मुस्तहकम है जमीयत तेरी. It means that don't presume that your nation is like the nation of the West or the nation of others. Not at all. We are the Muslim and we believe in the last prophet of the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and our Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has the distinctive characteristics and he has a unique qualities. So the Western community depends upon territorial and racial basis, while Islamic community is strengthened by the force of religion. The next point is he advised the Muslims to adopt every aspect of religion and to break the ideas of the color and creed. बुताने रंगू बू को तोड़कर मिल्लत में गुम हो जा, ना तोरानी रहे बाकी, ना ईरानी, ना अफगानी. Also, Allama Iqbal said in his poetry, break the ideals of color and creed and absorb yourself into one nation. So, Torani, Irani or Afghani regional status of Islam may lose their existence. Also, Allama Iqbal said in his poetry that we all are Muslim wherever we lived, in Iran, in Afghanistan, in Turkey. But we all are Muslims and we all are one millat or one nation. There is no discrimination of color, creed in our religion, Islam. The next point is he considered that all the Muslims living in any part of the world form one millat. Therefore, he gave the message to the Muslims living from the shore of Nile to the land of Kashgar to be united for the protection of Haram. एक मुस्लिम हरम की पासबानी के लिए नील के साहिल से लेकर ताब खाके काशगर. Yes, students, in this line, Allama Muhammad Iqbal also declared that we all are one nation, and he told that wherever we live, in Egypt, in Iran, in Afghanistan, but we all are the Muslim and we will be united for the protection of Haram, we are the guardian of the Haram because we are the Muslim, and as you know that Haram is the house of Allah and also is the sacred place for the Muslims. So as a Muslim, it's our duty that wherever we lived in Saudi Arabia, we lived in Iran, or we lived in Egypt. Nil ke Sahel means the shore of Niles. Tab Khaki Kashgar means that if we live in Afghanistan, in China, Kazakhstan, wherever we lived, but we are Muslims and we are united for the protection of the house of Allah. Dear students, now in the next subheading, we shall study about the ideology of Pakistan and Quaid-e-Azam. According to Quaid-e-Azam, the territories having Muslim majority, for example, Punjab, Bengal, Assam, Sindh, Northwest Frontier Province, and Balochistan should be put together to form Pakistan, where people may lead their lives in accordance with the principles of their religion, civilization, traditions, ethics, and economics. The Muslim may run the affairs of the state according to their values freely. The minorities should enjoy equal rights too. Yes, students, Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah was also the great supporter of the two-nation theory, and also he had a great, or we can say the vital role in the freedom movement. The Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah led the Muslim of the subcontinent to a safe place and materialized the concept of the Muslim state. Was Quaid-e-Azam, who said while explaining the ideology of Pakistan that Pakistan came into being when the first Hindu became a Muslim, and also the Quaid-e-Azam have the belief that all these provinces, Punjab, Bengal, all these states, Sindh, Northwest Frontier Post, and Balochistan should be together to make a Pakistan. Why? Because in all these states, mostly or Muslims are in majority. So that reason, he thought that we want a separate state for the Muslims, and in that state, that is Pakistan, also the minorities should enjoy equal rights too. It means that Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah is also in the favor of the minorities. And also Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah addressed at Karachi and said, what is that relation which had made Muslim a single body? What is that rock on which the structure of the millat is resorted? And what is that rock on which the structure of the millat is restored? And what is that base which has secured the safety of the boat of this millat? That relation, rock and base, is the Holy Quran. The next point, while addressing the student in March 1944, Quaid-e-Azam said, Islam is our guide and it is complete code of life. Yes, students, as you know that Islam is a complete code of life, and every aspect of life related to our life, that is social, financial, political, each and every affairs are discussed in our religion, Islam. So it means that Islam is a complete code of life for the Muslims. The next point, Quaid-e-Azam said, addressing at Aligarh, Quaid-e-Azam explained the ideology of Pakistan in the following words. What was the motive of the demand for Pakistan, and what was the reason of the separate state for the Muslim? Why was the need to divide India felt? Its reason is neither narrow-minded of the Hindus nor tactics of British. It is fundamental demand of Islam. Yes, students, actually in these lines, Qaid-e-Azam needs of division of India, and also the Qaid-e-Azam said that what was the motive of the demand of Pakistan and a separate state for Muslim. What was the need of the division of India? It caused neither the narrow-minded of Hindus nor the, means we can say that we just want the separate state because the Muslim can't be live with the narrow-minded Indians or the Hindus, and also Muslim can't be lived easily in the plan of the under the plan of the British. Dear students, now the next point is addressing the officers of the government of Pakistan at Karachi on 11th October 1947. Qaid-e-Azam said, "The establishment of Pakistan, for which we have been striving for the last 10 years, is by the grace of God an established fact today, but the creation of a state of our own was a means to an end and not the end in itself. The idea was that we should have a state in which we could live and breathe as free men and which we could develop according to our own lights and culture, and where the principles of Islamic social justice could find fair play." Yes, students, in these lines, Qaid-e-Azam addresses to the officer of the government. Qaid-e-Azam said that the establishment of Pakistan, for which we have been striving, means that for this state or for the establishment of Pakistan we worked hard for the last 10 years, and inshallah we got this state by the grace of Allah Almighty. And this was the first address of the Qaid-e-Azam after the establishment of Pakistan, or after the existence of Pakistan, or after the birth of Pakistan. Qaid-e-Azam addressed the officer of the government of Pakistan, and he was very happy that the Muslims got a separate state, and in that state the Muslim could live and breathe freely, and he can continue their life according to the Islamic Sharia and the principles of Islam, where the Muslims have to be implement in their lives. Dear students, now the next point is on 21st March 1948, Qaid-e-Azam addressed the people of Dhaka. He said that we want not to talk about Bengali, means that we are not Bengali, Punjabi, Sindhi or Balochi, we are a Pakistani, and it is our duty that we work for our country. And in also the Qaid-e-Azam said that the minorities also have given the same right or the sense of security, and also majority would enjoy equal rights in this state, and the minorities' rights are also the fundamental teaching of Islam. It means that in the life of the holy prophets also the minorities were given the sense of security and the equal rights in Islamic state, or we can say in the state of Medina. Dear students, now we shall see the MCQ which is given in our exercise, page 15. The first MCQ: when did Hindi-Urdu controversy start? The correct option 1867. The second MCQ: the first pillar of Islam is, correct option Tawheed and Brotherhood. MCQ number 3 is, when was the fight of freedom fought? The correct option 1857. MCQ number 4 is, who has supreme authority in Islam? The Almighty Allah is the correct option. MCQ number 5, who gave presidential address in resolution of Lahore 23rd March 1940? Qaid-e-Azam. MCQ number 6, who gave the idea of separate state for the Muslims in 1930? The correct option is Allama Muhammad Iqbal in his Khutbah Allahabad. MCQ number 7, in which century did Pakistan come into being? Correct option 20th century. MCQ number 8, State Bank of Pakistan was inaugurated on, correct option is 1st July 1948. MCQ number 9, the ideology of Pakistan is based on, the correct option Islamic ideology. MCQ number 10, the word Pakistan was coined by Chaudhry Rahmat Ali. The word Pakistan was proposed by or the coined by Chaudhry Rahmat Ali is the correct option. MCQ number 11, when did Allama Muhammad Iqbal address at Allahabad? Allama Muhammad Iqbal addressed at Allahabad in 1930. MCQ number 12, the third pillar of Islam is, correct option keeping fast. Dear students, now we shall see the short question answer from the exercise, page 18. When did Qaid-e-Azam about, what did Qaid-e-Azam say about nationalism? Qaid-e-Azam was a firm advocate of two-nation theory. He gave the Muslims the status of separate nation in every respect. He said, Muslims are a nation according to any definition of a nation, and they must have their homeland, their territory, and their state. The next short question is, while inaugurating the State Bank, what did Qaid-e-Azam say? The economic system of West has created almost insoluble problems for humanity. It has failed to do justice between man and man. We must present to the world an economic system based on true Islamic concept of quality, of equality, of manhood and social justice. Dear students, now the next short question is, what did Allama Iqbal say about the foundation of Muslim Millat? The answer is, Allama Iqbal was the view that Muslims due to Islam form a millat and their power and strength depends only on Islam. In his poetry, he presented the key concept of the basis of Muslim millat. Dear students, in our today's lecture, our first chapter from the syllabus, the first chapter from our syllabus has finished, and inshallah in our next video we shall start chapter number 2. Now the homework for today's lesson: learn and write MCQs, short question answers which are done today. So you have to complete your homework and send to me on my WhatsApp number. See you in the next video. Goodbye.